There is fake unity between black Africans and American blacks. American blacks want to pretend like black Africans go through the same thing that us American blacks go through. And it's simply not true. African blacks, they haven't gone through anything that we've gone through in recent history. And in fact, in East Africa, they haven't gone through half of what we went through. They didn't go through Jim Crow. They didn't go through slavery on a mass scale. That was only individuals that came from West Africa. East Africa didn't experience that. Northern Africa didn't experience that. Southern Africa didn't experience that. Many of you wonder why, if you put on blackface and went to a place like Ethiopia as a white person and ran around, why no one would have a reaction. That's because blackface has no cultural impact on them. They didn't go through Jim Crow like American blacks did. In Jim Crow, you put on blackface. Blackface is very, very offensive to American blacks. You want to know why? Because it was to insult us culturally. What does that have to do with black Africans culturally? That has zero effect on them. Zero, absolute zero. And I hate when black Americans say, oh, Africa's the motherland and we need to go back to Africa. No, you go back to Africa. Africa is not our motherland. America's our motherland. This is where we was born. And this is where we're going to stay. And we're going to fight and fight like we always have. Those Africans over there who are also black people racially, but we're not the same nationally, nationality-wise. These people don't understand you. You think they understand the struggle you go through? I mean, hell, the N-word basically has zero effect on them. You want to know why? Because the N-word culturally has zero effect on them. The reason why the N-word has cultural effect on American blacks is because we were the ones who went through slavery in that mass scale of the transatlantic slave trade and was brought to the United States and mass enslaved by Europeans. That didn't happen in East Africa, Southern Africa, and Northern Africa. It's mainly through West Africa. And that's where many of our lineages come from right now. And there's so much fake unity that American blacks fool ourselves into thinking that these people are the same as us. They're not the same. We're not the same nationally. We're not the same culturally. We have a totally different culture than these people. And frankly, our culture is better. Not only is our culture better, but it's more modern. Not only is it more modern, but it is more widespread throughout the world. Yeah, of course, Africa has many, many things that are widespread throughout the world as well. But when you look at American black culture, no other culture rivals it. When you look at our music, our style of dressing, our style of talking, all these different things. It's all the culture we built when we came to the United States of America forcefully. Now, although we were brought here forcefully, we made the best out of what we had. So when you hear American blacks say these types of things that, oh, we need to go back to the motherland. No, fuck that. Fuck that. We're not going back to the motherland, and it's not our motherland. Just like when you say to a white person, where are you from? What do they always say? I'm from the United States. But then you ask them, well, where's your family? Where's your lineage from? They say, I'm American, full-blown American. They don't view themselves as anything else. Why would black people view ourselves as anything else as well? We're American, if not more American than they are. We know that white people, all of them, most of them, not all of them, most of them, their lineage here in the United States, most of them come from Great Britain and Ireland. And by the way, Ireland and Great Britain is the same thing. They share a border together. I don't care what you say. All you Irish people, you could get mad at me, but you're all British. Of course, you have different accents. You're just on the poor side of Great Britain. Back then, in the dark ages, you guys were the same country, but then you got split because of independence issues, and you've always shared a border. Geographically speaking, you're the same. So most white Americans come from Ireland and Great Britain, which geographically speaking is the same island. So when you look at that, white Americans don't separate themselves. Well, they separate themselves from their European heritage. They always say they're American. Always. Why would we do any different? If you're born in America, you are American, and that's who you are. And don't let anyone tell you anything different. Be proud of where you are. You know, they started a movement back in the slave days of sending all the black people back to Africa. Guess what the cowards did? They started that foolish ass nation of Liberia. Those were all people who fled the United States because it was too difficult for them to handle. Now, of course, there's Liberia, an actual country and an actual nation. Yeah, of course. But is it better than the United States and what black Americans built over here? Hell no. What we built over here is way better than what they built over there. You know what they are? They're cowards. All those people who fled to Liberia, they were cowards because they didn't think that we had what it took to face our problems head on and to defeat our oppressors. That's the reason why they left. Don't let them do the same to you. It's fake unity. They don't like you, and we shouldn't like them. Dr. Umar Johnson, all these different people preaching Africa is the motherland, Africa this, Africa that. No. Fuck Africa. The United States is where we're at. And the United States is where we're going to stay. And no one's going to take that away from us. This is our home. This has been Madison, your host. I'll be making more videos like this in the future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.